Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with a brand new video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the WWE Legend Series 22 Hulk Hogan figure, aka Ichiban Hogan. This is one of the more unique Hogan elites that we have gotten in a very, very long time, if not ever, because this covers a period. This covers a period that a lot of casual wrestling fans, or if you are even a hardcore WWE fan, unless you are aware of Hogan's history in Japan, you would not know about this figure. If you were to, or know about the time frame of this figure, if you were walking down your toy aisle and you see this figure and you follow Hogan's career since the 90s in WWF through WCW, through his return to WWE and all that stuff, you may be wondering, I've never seen Hogan wear a Japanese t-shirt before and wear silver boots and black trunks. This is not the usual red and yellow or black and white I was accustomed to seeing for a good 15-20 years, and that's why I love this figure. The Legend series, they have really been going deep into obscure figures, and when I say obscure, I mean action figures that are of obscure periods of wrestlers' career that the average North American, I don't say North American, but just the average wrestling fan wouldn't be aware of. We even got it with the AJ Styles figure that came out last year, where it was the WCW era of Styles. And even if you're a hardcore AJ Styles fan, most would not even remember that he was in WCW. He was in WCW literally for a cup of coffee, maybe for a couple of months before the company went out of business. And then we had the Japanese Vader figure. We've gotten plenty of regular Vader figures in the past of his WCW, WWE attire, but that Legend Series figure that came out, I believe, in 2021, that was the first one of his Japanese attire. And now we have this Hogan figure, and this figure is interesting too because when you think about and a lot of Japanese wrestling is more mainstream in American culture than ever before, just due to the technology that we have and that you can stream New Japan World, and I think All Japan even has streaming service. This Japanese, and that's the influence of Japanese wrestling period, is so much more prevalent in wrestling just due to the changes in styles, and that even in AEW you have so many wrestlers who were huge in New Japan on their roster now. But when people think back to the legendary all-time great foreigners in Japanese wrestling history, a lot of names, you may think of Stan Hansen, Abdullah the Butcher, Terry Gordy, Andre the Giant, but Hulk Hogan is right there with those guys as being one of the most successful foreigners in Japanese wrestling history. So even just the more reason why I love this figure. And now we're going to get into it. So we see the back of the box, the front of the box, of course, and I just love these Legends boxes now. The back of the box, we have the airbrush image and the other guys in this series. You saw the Sultan review I did recently, and then you also have Muhammad Ali, Lou Albano. And the back of this box, the brief bio: prior to Hulkamania running wild all over the world, Hulk Hogan reigned supreme in Japan as Ichiban. The giant powerhouse stepped into the ring against future WWE Hall of Famers like Antonio Inoki, Tatsumi Fujinami, and the Great Muta, showing off a technical prowess that won the respect of New Japan fans. And also with Hogan, when I just read that, I thought of the Great Muta, and I had to think in my head, I know about his battles with Antonio Inoki, but Great Muta, I had to remember when Hogan left WWE in 1993. He went to New Japan for a while, and he was actually, that's when I remember seeing some clips of him and Great Muta on YouTube years ago. And he was actually in New Japan before he signed with WCW. And there was actually a famous video clip. It was a clip where it was during a New Japan press conference where he basically said that the IWGP title was superior to the WWE title. So that's just very, very interesting. But let's get into this figure. Trying to open this the right way as I did in the Sultan one, because I want to preserve that stand that they have, that these figures kind of have now. And make sure I get the tape off in the right manner, because most of the times I open these very haphazardly. And when I say stand, the card in the figure, the carding, and I may, if I don't get it perfect, it's not the end of the world. Oh, maybe I will. Okay. Perfect. It's rather painless. Okay. Okay. So they're having a lot more of these little plastic lines, plastic pieces to cut off in these figures lately. So yeah, so here it is. And this is just a really, like, it's unique and it's cool because it's unlike any other Hogan figure that I have. Every other Hogan figure that I have is either the yellow and red, or, you know, black and white NWO, with the exception of that Legends figure from a couple of series ago where it was like his late 70s, early 80s style when he was in the white outfit. And again, that's a Hogan figure that just stands out just like this one. So this is just so cool, just how it pops. So we see the white t-shirt with the very large, you know, I think that's Ichiban, the word Ichiban symbol, I believe. Then we have Hogan pointing up, you know, the number 1 with his finger. A very cool looking Hogan. He has those cool shades, and the mustache and beard. The beard is mustache, kind of like a salt and pepper, kind of like, you know, a dark and gray, or dark blonde and dark or something. And of course he had far more hair back then, so his hair is a nice blonde mane that as he got older, and not that much older, he started getting that hair started to recede more and more. So, and then just the simple black trunks, and I just like the simplistic of it. Black trunks, black knee pads, silver boots. And one thing that is interesting, and if you watch Japanese, you know, footage from the 80s, you know, foreigners, you know, in New Japan, All Japan, it seems like black trunks was the standard attire for every foreigner. Because you go back and look at Bruiser Brody, my goodness, how can I forget his name? One of the all-time great foreigners in Japanese wrestling history, Bruiser Brody. But again, Bruiser Brody, Stan Hansen, Terry Gordy, who I've been watching a lot about Terry Gordy lately, but these foreigners, they all pretty much just wore black trunks and black knee pads and black boots. So that was like their standard attire. It's just crazy to know how, to see how similar they all were. It was interesting. Maybe that was a foreigner outfit back then, but very good figure. I'm not gonna take the glasses off because I don't think you really need to, and and plus I think it looks cooler with them on. But again, a very solid figure, feels good in the hands, and yeah, from just a very cool figure from a unique time and a pivotal time in Hogan's career, because if not for Hogan's Japanese success, he would not have become the major star he was in the AE. Well, yeah, his stardom in Japan helped him become as big as he got in America. And Hogan kind of had an interesting trajectory because he was huge in Japan, then he was huge in the AWA, and then of course once he got over in the AWA, Vince snatched him up, and the rest is history, as they say. And the history of the wrestling business was never the same. So again, hope you've enjoyed this review. Hope you have had a wonderful, pleasant weekend. I've been enjoying this day. Thank you for all the love for the Sultan video. I think that Sultan figure is still the best figure I've gotten this year. So again, just thanks for all the love. Thanks for the comments, likes, subscribing. Again, hit me up. I'd love to hear from you guys. Respond in the comments, and I will do my best to respond in a timely manner. And just take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you again after a while.